I scored 690 points but still couldn't get into Harvard because the small town I came from had a brutal, hell-like exam system. If I had taken the exam in New York, my score would have easily surpassed Harvard's cutoff line. My classmates felt sorry for me and I was frustrated. As a poor straight A student, studying was my only way out. I studied so hard that I started to feel dizzy and developed a bald spot on my head, but the limitations of my region held me back. Then, out of nowhere, I received some good news. My biological parents found me. It turned out I was the third daughter of New York's richest family, but I was switched at birth. After 18 years of searching, they finally found me. This seemed like a turning point in my fate. If I could take the exam as a New York student, my dream of getting into Harvard would be much closer. However, when I stepped into my biological family's mansion, I was greeted by coldness and hostility. I overheard a conversation among my family. My mother was comforting her fake daughter, and in her words, it was clear she favored the fake daughter who she had raised for 18 years. My second brother bluntly said if I misbehave, I'd be kicked out of the house. But I didn't care because my goal was to use my New York status to take the exam. I hadn't felt any warmth from these family members. For me, studying was my true joy, so I spread out my test papers in the living room to study. But what happened next completely shocked me. My father, seeing that I was from a small town, had deep stereotypes about me and thought I had many bad habits. So, the first thing he did was set rules for me. I looked at the paper, filled with rules. They were full of malice and didn't feel like rules from a normal 21st century family, but more like a servant's duties. Faced with these unreasonable demands, I refused on the spot. I clearly told him that I came here to prepare for the exam, not to be a servant. If his family couldn't accept me, I would return to my old life. My father was stunned when he heard this, when he saw the paper full of rules. He blamed the servant, saying they had mistakenly given me the servant's rules and tried to protect the fake daughter's image. I didn't compromise and took this opportunity to ask for compensation. I demanded to attend the prestigious school. The fake daughter went to my father, reluctantly agreed, but this decision angered my second brother and the fake daughter. The fake daughter even started acting out, crying and saying she wanted to go back to the countryside and return. The identity to me, I could tell she was faking it. So, I sarcastically said I'd help her pack. Just as I was about to make the fake act real, my second brother suddenly shoved me, defending the fake daughter. Everyone blamed me for being heartless, for forcing the pampered fake daughter to go live in the countryside, facing the shamelessness of this family. I exposed the fake daughter's act. If she really wanted to leave, she would have quietly packed her things instead of forcing me to choose in front of everyone. My words left my family speechless, and I finally saw through this so-called family who had no intention of accepting me. I packed my things and went back to my room. The next day, when I arrived at school, the classmates learned I was from the countryside and began to gossip because the fake daughter had already spread rumors that I was a bad student with poor grades. I ignored the gossip and focused all my energy on studying. Soon, the school organized a mock exam. While the others were struggling with the questions, I wrote my